But all the time that we was in Glendale, that was when I was still active in JC's. I stayed in the JC's 11 and a half years, and I held every office in there, in two state offices. I was over District K, they called it, I guess then, but I was still in JC's then. And then I drank coffee every morning at North Heights with Bob Maddox, and that's when he taught me in getting back in the Army Reserve, or getting in the Army Reserve. I'd already been in the National Guard, and I'd done my thing in the Navy and was home, and he taught me into getting back in the Reserve. So I got back in the Reserve, and he got me in. I started out at E3, and then I had to get out of the reserve in '78 when Dewey died, because they made me plant manager then, and we were still making brick at that time. So I come out of the reserve as a Spec 4, and then the people that owned the plant wanted to sell it, so they put it on the market, and they sold it to Mary Companies out of Augusta, Georgia. And when Mary Companies bought it, of course, they bought me right along with it. And the money got better and everything else. And insurance, and we didn't have much benefits out there to begin with. But after they sold it to Mary Brothers, we had some pretty good benefits. And then 5 or 6 years later, Mary Brothers sold their whole operations to Boyle Brick, who is a firm out of Australia. They're the biggest brick manufacturers in the world.
The most fun, I guess, we had in our life was traveling and living in Dallas and going to Fair Park, and you know, and your daddy working in different places like Albuquerque and Baton Rouge, and seeing the movie stars. And we saw movie stars in Dallas. I saw Tom Mule, met him on the street one time going to work, and Buddy got to see Bobby Darin, my idol of my life,
Bobby
I guess,
Darin,
singer,
Ann Margaret,
and
Tom Mule was
Tom
in that.
Mule,
They were
Alice
filming
Faye,
State Fair in Dallas.
and let's see, what was that other little girl's name, the black-headed girl?
Sandra Dee.
No, Sandra Dee was there, but she wasn't in the movie.
Oh, she was the other girl.
No, not Paula Prentice. Tiffany something.
Tiffany, yeah.
Yeah, Tiffany something. But
Anyway.
anyway, we had a lot of good times, and going to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and going to.
We really didn't start enjoying life, or I didn't,
And then
until I got a family. And you know, when you kids started coming on, that was my life. My family has always been my life ever since I got married, because that was what I lived for. That's what I worked for.
We enjoyed doing things. We couldn't afford
We couldn't
to
do
do
much
a whole
when y'all
lot
was
when y'all were
small.
little, but you know, we did do some things when y'all were
I
older.
really didn't start accomplishing anything until I got out of the JC's and got a job that paid a regular salary, and quit running all over the country trying to find work. So when I got that job out there at the Brickyard, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. Wasn't making much money, but
It gave them 25 years or more of
It
a
gave you
job.
an anchor.
It gave me an anchor.